Hi everyone, my name is Alireza Dehkhanzadeh and these days I'm working on actually a great mock from FunMock. It is free to engage and with a free certification, and actually this is a great course in data science and actually make you to struggle with data. You can get involved with or without machine learning background. I had a machine learning background because I actually passed a course by Andrew Ng from Coursera and some courses in the university, so I had a few background in machine learning, and at least I knew the fundamentals and the basic information about it. Maybe actually not a lot of, for example, programming background, but it was okay. And you have to have at least a fundamental Python programming, which it's not really hard. And here there was a nesting cross-validation or nested cross-validation thing that I decided to explain what I've learned here a little more, because this picture here is kind of, I don't know, not actually not my favorite picture, so I decided to share this video if anyone watch it later or not. Here when you use, actually the topic is about actually tuning hyperparameters using, for example, a classifier, and use different possible hyperparameters using, in this case, using grid classifier. And here we use grid search cross validation, and this cross validation has an internal cross validation or inner cross validation itself. So it will get any data that you pass to it and try to actually find the best combination of hyperparameters that you pass to it here. In this lecture they mentioned that you can, this model is defined here, which I actually showed you, and it has an inner cross validation. So if you put this model here inside another cross validation, two cross validation will happen. At first the data will be given to the computer and it will cross, actually it will split the data to one of these sets. For example, the first one, the 0. The red one is used for train, the green used for cross validation, and this is the test set. When you using nested cross validation, what actually I learned is that you give this part, this red part, to the inner loop. What is inner loop? This model. So the model, your model, the model grid search, don't have any idea or any sight of the green part or the blue part, just this part. It will get this part and it will split it, the data, as the way that it is splitted like here. So this is not actually my favorite way of actually showing this. It is good, actually it's their idea, but I like to actually share a little more or think about it a little more, because I think that when you give this red part to inner loop, to your model try to do whatever happened here again, but without this and this part. so we have to zoom in, like, you know, I don't have lots of actually graphical ability to show you this, but let me try something in actually draw. So it seems it's not bad. So we have a data set like this, okay, and we split it to different parts. For example, this part is for training set, the bigger part, it's mostly 16% of your data, and this, oh my god, this small part which is used for cross validation, and this red part which is the testing, the test set. So this is blue, and I have to note that this is 16%, this is 20%, and this is also 20%. And when you use this nested cross validation, which I actually told here, this data will be passed to the model grid search, which we defined here, and another cross validation will happen. So sorry, so we have something like this here. If we zoom in, we have another cross validation here, which another cross validation happened like this. For example, I want to change it a little bit. So here, for example, here, these are the cross validation set, and the final set, which is the test set. So this is test set, this is CV. These are, I decided to actually change the view, so I had to split this a little bit. So this will happen, and it will be repeated, for example, with two different cross. Sorry, it was so bad, my drawing is not so good even from primary school. So with another actually way of splitting, for example, here and here and here. So these actually actually iterations don't have any idea about this data here and this data here. So the way they showed here, I don't know, actually I can't contact with it, I don't know why, but this inner cross validation and nested cross validation is kind of like this, in my opinion, because the data which is passed to the model is this, and the data don't have any sight or any view or any idea of these two parts, and another cross validation will happen inside the model, which is like this. So it is my idea, and I decided to share on my YouTube. So I really like to hear from you, and actually your comments and your idea about this, and any source that I can actually improve my knowledge is really appreciated. Thank you for watching.